What's good, guys? This is Kara the Motivator, and I'm back. It's been a minute, and sometimes we take time to also take in before we can come and share so much with you. And we also want to know what's happening on the ground, yeah, so that we can give content that reaches out to you in a very unique way. Something that y'all can relate with. Yeah, so today I want to talk about tough times. I know everybody is having it rough in a way or the other. Could be financially, emotionally, like it's a way of life. People go through stuff. People get through the good and the bad, and sometimes the bad, or sometimes it is not necessarily the bad, but the tough times get the better part of us, and we feel like we've had enough and we've got nothing left to offer. So that's what I want us to talk about today. That's where I want to dwell. Tough times. How many tough times have you been into throughout your entire life? Whether you are in school, or it's it's just hit you recently, or it hit you previously, and then after you recover from it, you get another blow of life that's going to hit you really in a very difficult way, and you feel like there's now nothing you can give, and you've had enough, a fair share of struggles that you can't keep pressing on. So what happens at that point? Some people pack and leave. I mean, if it was a goal you were working on, you quit on it. If it is something you are believing in, you quit believing. If it is a journey you are on, you just opt out and decide to do something different. And sometimes you don't decide to do something different. You just decide to do nothing at all, because you feel like you can't bear it anymore. So, tough times are there for everyone, and it's a common word. I don't think there's anybody who's never had a rough time or even a tough time in their lives. And I'm sure everybody has had this quote that tough times never last, but tough people do. But sometimes it's more of a cliche, and then when it comes to us personalizing that, we want to think that this doesn't belong to me, but it belongs to somebody else. You feel me? So we want to dodge that difficult time and look forward to a very inspiring moment, to a happy moment, to an eventful life and stuff like that. But we forget that sometimes the best things in this life, the good that we are ever seeking, it usually comes wrapped up in some kind of trouble. According to our eyes, it comes wrapped up in some difficulty, it comes wrapped up in obstacles. And you have to jump that hurdle. You can't just find your way about it. You have to get through it, because maybe the skill that you need is in that obstacle that you're avoiding. This obstacle could be in form of a person, it could be in form of a thing, it could be in form of a trial, but whatever the case, you have to face it. You have to be vulnerable at some point, and this is the thing that most people don't want to do. People don't like being vulnerable. You just want to act out strong all the time. Well, I think it's okay to act strong in public, but at the same time, make sure that you're real with yourself. uh, be real with you in such a way that you can face your weaknesses. You can realize that when you're in a tough time, there's a way you need to adjust, there's a way you need to refocus. And at the same time, you need to have this mind conditioning that this time didn't come to break you, it didn't come to show you how poor you are, it didn't come to show you that you're not good enough. Yeah, exposing your weakness doesn't really mean that you're not the person for the job. It doesn't mean that you're not up to the task, it doesn't make you incapable or anything of the sort. It only means that there's something maybe in the inside that you should realize about yourself. There's some inner strength, there's some hidden potential, and there's this quote that says that you never know how strong you are until being strong is the only choice. Maybe being strong is the only choice, and maybe that's what you're really avoiding, and that means that you can't even get to what you're after. Because as I told you, you have to face it first. You have to come face to face with it, with this reality that you're avoiding, for you to get this blessing that you really much after. And what happens when you're now facing this difficult moment, and it's taking so much from you, and you feel like You can't face anything else after it. This is the last thing you have to face. You have to get out of it strong, but once you do it, you're going to be done. What happens when you're in a tough time? Look 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 in the inside of you rather than whatever is happening all around you. uh, and when you're looking inside, it doesn't mean that, some people think that looking inside means alienating yourself from everybody else so that you can focus on yourself. You don't really you don't really have to get away from everything that's going on in life. Sometimes you're going to be in the middle of the battlefield, and maintain that grace that you have inside you amidst the pressure. Some battles are too tough that you can't dodge them, or you can't fight them your own style. You have to face them head on as they come. Feel me? And so when these tough times are right here with you, and you're facing them, and you're really doing the best you can to come through the other end with a stronger mentality and as a stronger person. You need to know that, okay, this is the time that reality hits you, and you realize what you're really made of. Sometimes it's like, babies eat cerelac, and that's baby food. Okay, we also eat that at some point in life, but at the same time we know this is baby food. And once a person matures, they feed like, the heavy stuff. You want pizza, you want some chicken, you want some stuff that your teeth can be able to chew. You're strong enough to face that. So that's the first thing you come to reality with. You realize that there's no challenge that can be brought your way that you can't handle. It's been brought your way because, as I've told you, there is something about you in this task. There's something about you that can overcome whatever is going on and get you with a song of victory on the other end. So first of all, realize that this time is coming to show you the greatness in you, the stronger you, and you're going to risk vulnerability. You have to be weak at some point. You have to sometimes accept that you're really pressed, and you might be stretching your hand for help. Okay, but sometimes it's not about stretching your hand out for help. It's about looking up, because uh it's so unfortunate that at some point in life, when we expect people to pull out for us, they don't show up when we expect them to. They come to support us and give us a back, and have our backs when it's convenient for them. So I really don't want you counting on somebody in your difficult moment. Yeah, you may have that one mentor that you believe in, but at the same time, you need to, I mean, look up, because that's where your help comes from. That's where you're going to get help that's genuine and have nothing to give back in return. So, after you've given out your best, after you've realized that you got this, because you really do, you got this. After you realize you've got this, can you try and shift focus? Maybe whatever you're pursuing so much or fighting too much isn't what you need at the moment. But then you can't see that because you look with common eyes, and we all do at some point. So, what you need to do is to re-energize, and to shift focus, and to ask yourself, go back to the drawing board and ask yourself, what do I really want? You feel me? What is it that I'm after? Why do I need to keep pressing on? Why do I have to keep believing and stuff like that? And if it's something you've been battling with for a long time, I know sometimes you really need to take a break. Well, I don't mean taking a break like leaving, because there are things you can't just leave. Some things you have to face them head on, but taking a break in terms of maybe shifting focus, maybe realigning that focus, maybe going back to the drawing board, like, what was the intention from the word go? You feel me? And if you really need help, go to somebody who's going to give that to you genuinely. Somebody who's going to give you a real back, not somebody who's going to be there with you just because you need them. You want somebody who's giving you some Like when you're going through a rough situation, maybe in marriage, you're not going to get that motivation from somebody who's single. You're going to get somebody who's been through that tough time and overcome it, and that's the person who's going to help you in your tough situation. So if you really need to get to seek help from the right person. And at the and in all in whatever you do about this tough situation, you got this. As I have told you, the bottom line is that you're never going to get tested beyond your strength. Okay, you're never going to get tested beyond your strength. And sometimes all these seasons are there for us to experience them. Who said you're going to only experience the good side of this life? There is a fair share of trials on the other side that need to hone your skills for the task ahead. Okay, and even for the task that is present that you cannot see. uh, and I know that challenges are in each and every area of life, be it in the church, be it in school, be it in our homes, at the workplace, everywhere. You could even be having a good day, and boom, something bad happens, or something negative just comes your way. What do? You don't quit the day. You have to keep going. I mean, you got to keep yourself. You got to pick yourself back up. And if you're not going through a tough time, uh, be grateful, but don't be comfortable. And what you can do in the meantime is to uh, to eat strong food. You know, feed yourself with the right kind of content. Surround yourself with the strong people, and be that strong a person you need for yourself. You know, because I promise you that there are going to be tough times at some point in our lives. And you know what the beauty of this whole thing is when you have fought a battle. Okay, we never take the glory, we give the glory to God, of course. But when you fought a battle and come out on the other end stronger, better, and even achieving more than you even aimed for, my goodness, it feels so good, it feels so honorable, and you're grateful for what happened. So that's when you really realize that it didn't come to break me, it came to make me. And I'm here because, yo, like seriously, if you're going through a tough time right now, can you ask yourself, how many tough times have you had in your life, and how did you conquer them? How did you overcome that? And how is this going to be different? Sometimes you just need to take yourself off the pressure and go easy on life and everything that's happening. And trust the process, because a way is always made, especially when you have the will. A way will be made. So see you on the other side of victory. Persist, endure, look up to God, and know that you got this. Peace out.